Starting my day in Anniston, Alabama, you see the downtown area a couple blocks down this road. But I'm here to see the world's largest office chair. That's a really huge chair. I'm at Miller's Office Furniture. To clarify, this is the world's largest office chair. There are larger chairs of different types, but this is specific to an office chair. For perspective, I'm standing next to the chair. The chair is 33 feet tall, 15 feet wide, and is made with 10 tons of steel. The chair says it's the world's largest chair and certified in the Guinness Book of World Records back in 1982. This might have been the largest chair overall back then, but it's still the largest office chair. This furniture store still offers the regular size office chair in this style. Doesn't look like a whole lot of cushioning or lumbar support. I'd probably go for an updated model.
Hey guys, it's Emily. Welcome everyone! Today I'm driving along the eastern edge of Alabama, starting at this giant office chair. I'll be heading to the high point of Alabama, Mount Cheaha, and seeing some more interesting things as I head south to the Florida state line. The weather's going to be beautiful. Looking forward to a great day. Let's go!
Staying in Anniston, I'm now at Centennial Memorial Park, a place to pay our respects to those that gave their lives for our freedom. There are many black granite walls in this park showing the names of every Alabamian that gave their life in the wars of the 20th and 21st centuries. Over here is a brick wall with 3 columns. There are also memorial walls for fallen police officers and firefighters in this park. This marker states the columns came from the old Anniston High School, which stood on this property until 1970. This is a memorial wall for fallen law enforcement officers. And over here, an emotional statue of a child holding a folded flag, mourning the loss of a parent. Look at this reflecting pool. The pool is in the shape of the state of Alabama. It's very peaceful here, not a fancy park, but the park is still very beautiful. Every Memorial Day and Veterans Day at 11 a.m. Central Time, the city holds a ceremony. After filming this piece and while doing post-research, I learned a drunk driver crashed into the Korean War Memorial and a wall just in front of the columns. It appears the driver was drunk when they crashed into the monument. Thankfully no one was hurt and the columns themselves were not damaged. My next stop is not far away at Oxford Lake Park. This is a very large park that's next to Interstate 20. This lake has a number of very large seating areas, perfect for if you want to have a get-together or if you just want to sit down and relax. There's a small fountain in the middle of the lake, and you can tell it's a little breezy today. The breeze is coming from Hurricane Ian, which is far away from here, but is picking up winds here. But I'm here to see this historic covered bridge. This is the cold water covered bridge. It was built by a former slave around the year 1850 and is the oldest existing covered bridge in the state of Alabama. This bridge was originally located 8 miles west of here, but was moved here to be a centerpiece of this park. A more modern bridge was built here in 1974, and the covered bridge was left to, quote, return to nature, unquote. However, in 1990, this bridge was restored and had a new shingled roof installed and moved to the city park. That's I-20 over there. The bridge now goes over a small creek that leaves this park. The bridge is on the National Register of Historic Places. Just a little down the road and still along I-20, I find this interesting sculpture out of mellow mushroom. Seems like a lot of mellow mushrooms have a cool sculpture, and this one is no exception. It looks like this giant mellow mushroom man is made of scrap metal, and is over 20 feet tall. He kinda looks like Bert from Sesame Street, don't you think? I read that this sculpture lights up at night when the business is open. There's also another big sculpture on this property. Let's drive over to see the other side of this building. Now on the other side, look at this metal creature. It does kind of look like a yellow mushroom with arms and legs. Also a face, and he's wearing a beret, I think. He's also holding a slice of pizza in his right hand. They really did a good job assembling these sculptures out of scrap metal. I have one more stop in this area, so let's check that out. I'm on the other side of I-20 at this Publix. There's something that might be haunted behind this supermarket, and I'm gonna walk back here to take a look. Is behind this shopping area on this road that is no longer used. In fact, they've blocked off the road, but I can still walk in there. There it is on the left, this old steel truss bridge. This bridge is known as the Hell's Gate Bridge, and people say it's haunted. Some people even say this bridge is the most haunted bridge in the entire state of Alabama. This bridge is estimated to be about 130 years old and is no longer safe to cross, even by foot. I'm not even going to try to cross it. Nature has definitely taken over this bridge. I can't even tell where to safely step onto the bridge. Doing some research after filming, that bridge was built around 1890. Legend has it if you step on the bridge and then turn around, you will see the fiery gates of hell. In the 1950s, a young couple drove off this bridge, and legend has it their ghosts still live here, and if you drive across the bridge at night and turn off the lights, the ghost of the couple will enter your vehicle and leave a wet spot on the seat. Wow, this bridge definitely is creepy. The bridge was closed to vehicles in 2006, just 17 years ago. I'm surprised it wasn't closed earlier than that. Goodbye, creepy bridge. Now making my way south toward the mountain range. One of those mountains is Cheaha Mountain, the highest point in Alabama, which is my next stop. Almost at the top of Cheaha Mountain, I'm at one of those overlooks. Zooming in on where I just came from, that cluster of buildings, and probably some big power lines where that tree cut line is. Welcome to Cheaha State Park, highest point in Alabama. It says it right on the sign. After paying $5 per person, I got a secret code to open the gate in front of me, which gets me into the park. It's not too far up this road to get to the high point, but it's still a little steep, but not too bad. Then I make this left turn to get to the tower. There's a tower at the top of the mountain, along with that big antenna on the right of your screen. And there's the tower. There are some great views from those top windows, and right next to that is this big antenna. Also, it's really windy up here. This marker says this is the Civilian Conservation Corps Bunker Observation Tower. The tower opened in 1936 and is made from Cheaha quartzite. It's 50 feet tall and the walls are 2 feet thick. And a little reminder over here to leave no trace, don't litter, and stay on the marked trails. There's a Sasquatch behind the pane of glass. He's also telling you to leave no trace. And he has a serious look on his face. After all, Bigfoot's done it for years. Down here, it says this Sasquatch carving was created in 2016. The sign in front of the tower, it says this is Alabama's highest point, Cheaha State Park, elevation 2,407 feet. Now it's time to make my way up about 4 flights of stairs to the top of the tower and check out this view. It's very windy up here. The views are really amazing from here. No clouds at all, not much haze either. I can't really tell what direction I'm looking in, but any direction I look, I can see for probably 50 miles at least. There's also a telescope if you want to see things from very far away. The views are just incredible. This would be a great place to see the fall colors on the trees, although I bet with the high winds, the leaves would probably fall pretty quickly at the top. There are no markers to show what I'm looking at. I do see things out there, but I'm not sure where anything is. I just noticed the USGS pin marking the spot as the highest point in Alabama. I'm not sure how they figured out this very spot right here is the highest point. If you know, leave me a comment. I can't believe the stone walls are 2 feet thick. Those views were definitely fantastic up there from out those windows. A perfect day to see views from probably 15 miles away or so. Over here is a conference center and some lodging. The conference center is not open, but behind the conference center is an amazing view to the south, so I'm going to walk over there. It's so beautiful here. You can see some nearby hills and smaller mountains from here. I think it's mostly rural looking towards the south, no major cities anywhere near here. Zooming in, looks like there's a lake down there. Is there really a teeny tiny island in that lake? Doesn't look like much of a development on the lake. One more quick peek before I have to leave and continue my journey not only south, but gradually downhill. I'll end the day at the Florida state line this evening. Now in the small town of Roanoke, Alabama. This unusual building is the White Elephant Coffee Shop. You can see one of the elephant's eyes in its trunk, and also a few bales of hay. I guess this building gets fed like a real elephant. This building was built in 1922 as a gas station, but it was originally decorated as a seaside cliff and topped with a lighthouse. This was meant to draw tourists coming from Florida. The building was abandoned after the state took out the pumps in 1989 until reopening as a coffee shop in August 2022. Next door, right next to this mailbox, is a miniature statue of Big Boy from the casual restaurant chain. This looks to be in good shape. Now checking out the downtown area, looks like the main road just got a fresh coat of asphalt. Look at the classic theater marquee down there. And check out the painted mural. Roanoke, established 1836, and some photos of what the town looked like back then. Small town with a big heart, where people love people. The town doesn't look all that different. Some buildings look to have been repainted not too long ago. I walked down to the Main Street Theater, and I think it's actually an outdoor space. Yeah, look at this. It's an open area, maybe a stage beyond the grass? This marker says the theater opened in 1941, burned in 1980, and the Roanoke Rotary Club revitalized it in 2014. Getting a better look at without the gate in the way, I think that the stage is back there. Look at the mural of the pharmacy. I think that is just a facade. It looks like there is nothing beyond the doorway. But it wouldn't be a small town without a clock in the middle of downtown. Always reminds me of Marceline, Missouri, the inspiration for Disney's Main Street USA. Now continuing south on my journey, heading toward the town of Lanett. There's a dollhouse in the cemetery, is what I'm here to see. I'm at Oakwood Cemetery. This is an actual child-sized dollhouse made of brick walls, actual windows and awnings, and a shingled roof. It even has a sidewalk leading to the front door and a little grassy lawn. This house was built as a Christmas gift for 4-year-old Nadine Earls. However, Nadine passed away from diphtheria a week before Christmas. When she was laid to rest in the cemetery, this dollhouse enclosed the gravesite. As you can see, people left children's toys at the front door of the dollhouse. I just noticed there's also a mailbox in front of the porch. This house was built in 1933 and is one of the most visited gravesites in Alabama. The house is filled with toys inside as well. The actual grave is on the right. The epitaph reads, "Our darling little girl, sweetest in the world, little Nadine Earls, me want it now." "Me want it now" refers to Nadine's pleadings to have the dollhouse built for Christmas. When Nadine's parents died, they were buried in this small lawn. That was her mother's grave by the front door, and here is her father's grave in the side of the yard. One more look inside. The house has carpeting and even a facade for a fireplace. Quite a few baby dolls in here, some in a crib, another in a wooden high chair. I'm not sure if these were Nadine's actual toys, crib, and high chair from the 1930s. I'm stopping for lunch at this Whataburger in Opelika, not far from Auburn University. Whataburger is a favorite burger chain from Texas. But they're starting to open up more and more locations throughout the South. This Whataburger has 2 flavors of spicy ketchup. On a brand new Quick Trip they just opened up, and because of that they have really good price of $2.96 a gallon. About an hour later, I've reached the city of Eufaula. I'm in a large median of the road going through the downtown, where I see a statue of a fish called Leroy Brown. And according to this granite marker, most bass are just fish, but Leroy Brown was something special. On the other side, the marker says Tom Mann and Ray Scott were lifelong friends and pioneers of modern day bass fishing industry. And thanks to Ray Scott for preserving this special piece of Eufaula history. Not a big downtown area, some shops and restaurants, and I saw a classic theater on this road also. You may recall I was here at night not too long ago. All I could capture that night was this giant 12-foot statue of a bass fish. The statue signifies Eufaula as the big bass capital of the world. Eufaula was settled in 1816 in an area occupied by 3 creek towns on both sides of the Chattahoochee River. The town was briefly renamed Irwinton for war hero William Irwin. The town developed the downtown area and became an important shipping hub for selling cotton crops. The town was renamed Eufaula in 1843 because mail was being delivered to Irwinton, Georgia, by mistake. The Chattahoochee River was dammed near here to form Lake Eufaula. Since then, this area has become a bass fishing mecca. One more thing in Eufaula I'd like to see before we head south. At the corner of Highland and Cotton Avenues is a very large oak tree. Locals call it the Walker Oak, but this is another tree that owns itself. You might recall another tree that owns itself in Athens, Georgia. This tree is on the National Register of Historic Places, but the marker clearly states only God can make a tree. Back in 1936, a 200-year-old tree that stood at this spot was granted self-ownership by the mayor. However, in 1961, a tornado took down the entire tree. 10 days later, a new oak tree was planted in its place, and self-ownership was transferred to the new oak tree. There are a couple of concrete benches and a protective iron fence installed around the tree. Now I've seen 2 oak trees that own themselves. This must be a southern thing. Now on to my next destination. As you can see, it's clouding up now. The wind continues to pick up as well. This is all from Hurricane Ian, several hundred miles away. Also, that's an interesting decoration of that water tower. I don't think those are antennae, are they? Now in the town of Clayton, Alabama, walking toward the roundabout at the center of downtown. This building on the left has a nice painted mural of some of the attractions in Clayton. I'll be checking out a couple of those attractions, starting with the Octagon house, shown on the top left of the mural. And here's the Octagon house. There are a number of 8-sided homes built in the 1850s and 1860s throughout North America, but this is the only known existing octagonal house constructed with gravel walls. This is a historic landmark of Alabama and is also on the National Register of Historic Places. There's a marker over there. It states this house was completed in 1861 by a furniture merchant. In 1865, this house was used as staff quarters for the Union Cavalry General. The city of Clayton purchased this house in 1981. Since then, the city has overseen the renovation of this building to its original appearance, and today it is occasionally used for special events. This marker details the history of Clayton, Alabama. The town is located in the geographical center of Bourbon County, which is why this city, and not the much larger Eufaula, was designated the county seat. Not far from the downtown square is the cemetery. Check out this gravesite I'm walking toward. It looks like a couple of bottles, maybe flasks for alcohol. A memory of W.T. Mullen. The story is William T. Mullen drank whiskey. A lot of it. Mullen was drunk so much, his wife threatened to bury him in a bottle-shaped tombstone. And that's exactly what she did. On the back of the headstone, the happy sink to slumber and forget, the weary find from toil, repose, and rest. I wonder where that quote comes from. The footstone has a hole where people have been leaving coins. William T. Mullen was born in Talbotton, Georgia, and died from his alcoholism at the young age of 29. Continue south to the city of Dothan at the library. Dothan is considered the peanut capital of the world. The city has numerous peanut statues all over the city, including what looks like a librarian reading a book to several children peanuts. Let's see what the librarian is reading. It's a bunch of blank pages. She's just making up a story. Bad librarian. What's kind of cute is each child peanuts have different eye colors. One with brown eyes, one with blue eyes, one with green eyes. Now at the visitor center, I'm trying to get as many peanut statues as I can before the sun goes down. The visitor center is closed, which I think has an Elvis peanut. Outside is this golden peanut. I've seen this one before on my last drive through Dothan. Now at a Home Depot, off the main thoroughfare that circles around the center of town. There's a Home Depot peanut inside. Let's check it out. Look at this guy. A Home Depot peanut. He's got an orange cap, the famous orange apron, and I think orange pants, and he's holding a saw in one hand and a hammer in the other hand. Now at the Scenic Cable Building, I'm very close to downtown, at the corner of Burdishaw and Oates Streets. Take a look at this, a news producer peanut. That's pretty cool. The news producer is holding a clapboard, and he's got a camera pointed right at him. Looks like he's ready to do a live update for Eyewitness News, or something like that. I really like this one. I like the headphones this peanut is wearing. This is probably my favorite one, maybe because it's similar to what I like to major in college. Not journalism, but video production. Now it's getting pretty dark and the camera is helping bring in some light. I'm at the police station in downtown. I'm walking over to this policeman Peanut. He's wearing his blue uniform and he's working hard to keep the peace. He has a police officer hat and even has the Dothan Police Department logo on his uniform. He's also got a handheld radio and a firearm. Look at his name, C. Stopper. Guess that's short for Crime Stopper. Okay, I think I have time for one more peanut. Well, I wish I had just a few minutes to stop and check out that painted mural. Maybe next time. My last stop takes me to one of the fire stations in Dothan. I think it's the closest one to downtown. Look at this. It's a red, white, and blue fire hydrant peanut with a Dalmatian next to it. How cool is this? Look at the sign on the right. Please do not climb on the peanut. That Dalmatian is adorable, but it kind of looks pregnant, don't you think? This peanut sculpture is named Nuts About Safety, and is sponsored by the Dothan Fire Department and placed here in 2002. I like this one. Thank goodness the camera is bringing in just enough light to show you this. There are over 60 peanut sculptures in Dothan, and I was only able to show you maybe 5 or 6. Maybe each time I drive through Dothan, I'll show some new ones. Many of them are really great and I wish I had more time. And that's it for my drive through Alabama as I have reached the Florida state line. It's very windy here, probably a sustained 25-mile-an-hour wind, with occasional higher gusts, all caused by Hurricane Ian, which just made landfall hundreds of miles away at Sandoval Island.
I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!